to train people how to be venture crypto analysts. This is our current one. And our
Cool.
premium content is we're actually going to be trying to do more proprietary research and do due diligence as a service. And we go through syndicated deals. Like we do a lot of deal sourcing. Right now, we're shopping it to a group of family offices and accredited investors. We wanted to execute some syndicated deals ourselves, but I think our sizing is a little bit too small and the costs are a little bit too high. So we're working on that, and hopefully, the next bull run, we'll have people who are more interested in doing that because it's pretty cool. You don't have to be an accredited investor to participate, which is kind of nice.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely would like to learn more about Fight Club, so I'll be hitting you up. And
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
that's cool. Due diligence as a service, that's dope. I'm like really into technical analysis and all that, so just like to jam
Yeah,
with you one day.
for sure. And I'm pushing an initiative to start like a writing Substack. I gotta talk to the newsletter people and the writers because we're not so great writers. For a little bit help on that, so we can push more thought leadership research pieces out. So if people are interested in that, we're going to be doing that soon.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I appreciate that you guys are putting out a lot of content, and you also host demos as well for Bankless DAO, and that's every Thursday, I think at
Yes.
12 p.m. Eastern. So that's cool. Love what you guys are doing. Shouts out to Hedge Hood. See, that's my brother Lindsay from from Hedgey Finance, and we're about to get into the demo now to see how we could create time locked bank in real time, backed by NFTs, and see exactly how the protocol works. Oh, I see we got Sprinkles in here too. What's up, Sprinkles?
Hey, how
Hey,
are you?
Travis. How are you, everyone?
Doing great. Doing great. Ready to we could let the space fill out a bit more before jumping straight in. Lindsay, if you want to give like some if you would like to do some intros, give a little bit of background information, let some more people fill in, and then we'll get straight into it and show people how they could create time lock governance tokens in real time and see how you could do over the counter swaps as well.
Thanks, Travis. Thanks for having me here, everyone. I'm Lindsay from Hedgey. We create financial infrastructure for DAO treasuries. What that means is DAO treasuries or token managers of those treasuries have a lot of jobs they have to do, whether it's issuing vesting tokens, distributing locked tokens to contributors, treasury swaps with other DAOs, maybe selling tokens to diversify from your DAO token to USDC. There's a lot of like really heavy stuff DAO treasuries have to do. We come from a background of treasury management. Alex, who's the smiling emoji on this call, he was a senior treasury manager at WeWork for 6 years and a CFA. And together we've taken a lot of like the core treasury stuff that traditional companies have had for 30 years, and trying to give that same access to organizations like Bankless, but in a DeFi way. So that means all on chain, all non-custodial, and trying to take advantage of the potential of on-chain decentralized applications, but also with like really sound like financial mechanisms. So no like weird Ponzonomics or things like that. Just really like sound tools for DAOs. And that's what we build. And I think today I'm going to show you one of those.
That's sweet. Looking forward to it.
Cool. I can take it away or wait, whatever you feel like.
Some more people in here. We usually kick off about 5 minutes after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Iceman in here. Shouts out to Alex. How you doing today, man? How's everything going?
Great, man. Great. Just hanging out.
All right, cool.
Maybe right now.
Yep. Yeah, your video coming in nice and clear. So we have my friend Jeff from Push Protocol in here as well. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Cisco? What's up, Anointing Thompson? Crypto Dad. A lot of familiar faces.
Stacked bankless crew as always, right?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. The Watercooler. Good name for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Would you like to give a brief introduction to yourself as well, Alex, and then we'll jump right in?
But come from traditional finance background, treasury management, and some private banking, and yeah, I'm now a Solidity developer as well. So combining the tools of traditional finance and smart contract development.
Nice, impressive. All right, so
Modest as always. He's like a giga brain Solidity dev. He builds all of our contracts. It's awesome.
yeah, so whenever you're ready, we could jump into the demo. Got
Yeah, cool.
people filled in, so they won't be missing anything, and yeah, we get started.
I'll just share my screen. Let me know if you can see it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's coming in clear.
Good. Cool. I'm gonna hop around a few things and do this different than I normally may. The purpose of this, I think, today, I'll give you a quick overview of like all of our stuff, but I really want to focus on the time locked token machine we made. So it basically is something that allows you to take something like bank and create a time locked version of it with a lot of the core things you may want to still do with that locked bank, like vote and access different parts of the Discord and a bunch of other stuff. But before that, I'll kind of just share like what we do. And then fundraising. So this is like if you want to diversify from bank or any DAO wants to do their token, they can use us to set up kind of like a private round with VCs or whoever they're raising from, and do the swap part of it, but also bake in the lockups. And to give you a background on like people who use us, Shapeshift uses us for their locked token compensation. Gitcoin used us for their recent $6 million diversification. Gnosis uses us for swaps, Index Coop, Alchemix DAOs, a bunch of other DAOs. We've been fortunate to build most of our products with those DAOs. Okay. I'm not going to go through every product, but I'm going to go through just one, specifically just to show how you can make time locked bank. So in our app, our UI, anybody can do this. You could come here, and I'm going to just put in the address for bank. Now I'm going to mint this to myself just so I can it. What I'm doing here is I'm taking bank, and I say I want to take a certain amount of bank. Let's say I'm going to take 1,000 bank, and I want to lock them. Now you can lock them for a day, a year. Since I'm on the demo, I'm going to lock these till 2030, February 2030. I'm at Bank Maxi. I'm just going to lock these up for 7 years. Click this button. A couple of steps here and there. And what I'm doing right now is I am locking bank in a vesting contract, very standard vesting contract. And while there's other things that can do that, our contract goes one step beyond that. Since it's Ethereum, I'll kind of just skip this step and show you my portfolio. So let's say that goes through. I want to look at the bank I just locked. I go to my portfolio and I see this. Now, if you look at this, you see a hedgehog that's decked out in bankless swag, randomly generated. Now, what's different about this, though, is that it's not an NFT. It's an NFT with locked bank inside of it. Our contract basically locks tokens inside a vesting contract and mints the recipient an NFT that acts as the right to those tokens. So that means this NFT can unlock 5,000 bank any day after, in this case, January 11th, 2024. This is one I had done previously. So that's like the core of what this is. This is now a time-locked bank NFT. This represents 5,000 bank that I have that are locked for about a year. This isn't just like some thing on our platform. This is our OpenSea collection right here. This is just Ethereum. A lot of our volumes on Gnosis and Polygon. But if you look at this, like if I click through this is Shapeshift. This NFT has 203,000 Fox in it, locked till September 14, 2022. So that could be claimed right now. This is Gitcoin. This Gitcoin NFT has 26,000 Gitcoin inside of it, locked until February 1st, 2024. And this is another bankless NFT. So this is TL Bank. It's 1,000 tokens locked until January 13th, 2023. So this is an older one I had done. And that's Locked Bank. Now, the cool thing about these is, when I go back to this page where I'm creating, this is kind of like a blank template. Like you could use this to give out Locked Bank for grants, as an example, right? You can also use the same contract to have people self-lock. If you just want maybe to say, have certain rights and permissions for Locked Bank and let people self-lock. It's a simple protocol. This example is pretty standard in the sense that you can use it for anything you want. I'm sure you could come up with creative ways to use it. What I'm showing you here is a snapshot strategy. So this is live. This allows you to still, if you choose to, let people vote with locked tokens. So one of the trade-offs of locking things, investing contracts, is you can lose the voting rights. With these, you can still vote with time-locked bank or whatever token you are using. And this is Guild. You can also do it on Collabland or any kind of NFT gating system, to where if you wanted to, for instance, instead of just having a minimum amount of bank to access the bankless DAO, you could have a minimum amount of locked bank to access the DAO. Yeah, those are just some docs. So look, I'm showing you a bunch of stuff here. I can chat through this, chat through anything else. If anyone has any snap judgment, feedback, thoughts, or questions, I'm definitely open to talking more than just presenting.
Yes, I have a question.
Cool.
Can you lock ERC or NFT tokens? 721 tokens.
You can't lock NFTs inside of these. That's not an impossible contract to build. These are designed for ERC20s specifically. So if there's an interesting use case for that, I'm happy to hear it, because nothing's impossible.
Well, for example, NFT memberships. For example, now that they came out to OpenSea, maybe
NFT.
Sorry, go on.
There's an interesting concept of that, because these are transferable still. So I didn't show you a lot of the other stuff with this, but for instance, you can do NFT lending and borrowing with these if you choose. You can make these transferable or non-transferable, though people typically are fine with transferable. If you made an NFT that locked an NFT, since they're both kind of like one object, my initial judgment is if it's transferable, the value of the locked NFT would just kind of, it would essentially be the same value minus the time lock.
The idea of locking an NFT at the end of the day is just putting less supply in the market. So in some way, the NFT collection gets compensated for having less supply.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think too much on the NFT aspect of these, but it has the same principle for ERC20 tokens, which is why a lot of stake and fee models, I think, are popular as well. But it's an interesting idea. I'm not an expert in the kind of NFT economic area that you're talking about, though. I heard Jaff, I think, or somebody's mic was on. I don't know if that was an accident or not, but thanks for the question. Yeah.
Yeah, one question I have is, I see the art there. Is the art actually customizable as well? There's a lot of artists within the Bankless DAO community, like Hershey, that created the Chippy NFT community.
Yeah, totally.
As you see, there's a few Chippies in here. That'd be pretty dope if you could have the time lock NFTs backed by a Chippy. We also have another talented artist by the name of Crypto Bushi. He created DAO Punks, so that's another NFT community
Yeah,
here. So
fully customizable. So like this is an example. We just did a Coordinape integration. So I know Bankless uses Coordinape. On Coordinape now, you can just directly from inside Coordinape, you can distribute locked tokens from Hedgey. And for instance, they wanted all of the backgrounds to just have their Coordinape background on them. We made a joke pickle for like joke token for testing this called Snow Pickle. So we just made like custom shirts for everyone. But if we go into like Index Coop, which is right here, Index Coop is doing this for something. And so in their case, if just tell me if you can't see those owls. They wanted to use custom art, and so yeah, we did that. And it's very like in the weeds what we can do for sure. So like if Bankless wanted to do like TL Bank with like your own collection of art, with your own OpenSea collection, and all of that stuff, like totally doable. And there's a lot of interesting advantages to doing it as an NFT as well, because, for example, Bankless could be the owner of the collection, hypothetically could set transfer fees for the NFT collection. So with all of this bank, you could hypothetically start to look at like NFT royalties if the bank starts like moving around. I'm not saying that's a core reason, but like there's just a lot of interesting things you can do. And we try to make it super customizable for the organization to really like make it feel like it's theirs. Stop. Yeah, turn off my camera. Like that. Yeah, no, sorry about that. I had no idea. Yo, sorry, I didn't realize. No, thanks for that. Yeah, that's a good tip. Hopefully, yeah, that's fine if I'm streaming my or sharing my video though, correct? My screen share. Okay, cool. Yep, off. Now we're off to the races. Cool. Yeah. So just to kind of circle back on that question, yes, you can do anything you want. This could be a totally like bankless thing in any way, and it could be your own collection as well. Some people have liked it just being part of like a core collection, but open to you. And I'll say if you want to just test it around and play with it, the app is totally open. You can just go to the app, and though it says contributor rewards, which is typically like what a Shapeshift does when they distribute block tokens to 30 or 40 people every month, you can also just self-mint with this with lockups. And that's an experience, I think, for Bankless. If you wanted to use this, we'd probably just make you whatever you wanted to have like a portal where people could self-lock.
So is that rewards
Cool.
page?
I'm sorry for this. Can you repeat some of the use cases for this? I didn't get them clear.
Yeah, I mean, the locking is like when you think about it, we work a lot with treasuries, and treasuries want access to two things. They want like simple UIs with like on-chain contracts, and then they want to be able to just like bake in certain rules. The lockup is just like one of the rules treasuries really want to use a lot. So whether it's like, for instance, if you wanted to enforce like a team lockup, you could make a non-transferable NFT, so it's just like visible in the treasury wallet to see that tokens are locked. If you wanted to distribute locked tokens like Shapeshift, they pay their team in USDC and locked Fox every month, and they get a small bonus for taking locked Fox. They use us for the locked token distribution part. A lot of DAOs will swap tokens with other DAOs. So we have like, Spirax and Alchemix did one recently, and they wanted to just make sure the like tokens are locked. In those instances where you want to swap tokens, those are locked. We had Gitcoin, they did a $6 million diversification with 5 or 6 VCs participating. All of those VCs had a 1-year lockup with a 12-month unlock after. The NFTs are just the kind of like object in your wallet that lets you see your locked token position. But because it's an NFT, you can do more with it. You can see the position, but then you can also vote with it, access Discord, and a bunch of other stuff.
Okay, I
Is
will
that
chat to you.
helpful?
I will chat to you and that a private DM for one thing later. Okay.
Sick. Looking forward to it. Thanks.
Well, I think
Cool.
it's very impressive, man. Very good application.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, we've been lucky. We're very much like builders. We like building with other people. So being able to work with Shapeshift and Gitcoin, Gnosis, all of those big DAOs, we built something I think we really like. But more importantly, I think like Bankless is someone that you have such like a robust community that's so active and in so many other DAOs, and you're really into tech. Like I really like this idea of being able to work with Bankless and just finding whatever way this is like cool for you all. I know you talk about time locked bank, or perhaps distributing locked bank to grant recipients. There's a lot of cool ways you can use this, and we're looking for people like Bankless to build with.
Yep. I think I
Cool.
have an interesting use case for this kind of thing.
Cool. Super cool. Cool. Well, that's most of my presentation. I mean, I can click through a bunch of hedgy NFTs if you want. I can talk treasury. I can talk any questions you have about like Bankless treasury or things you want to do.
So,
Or yeah.
so how exactly does the snapshot voting strategy work? Is that something that we would have to just add as to our strategy in our snapshots when we create them, or is that
Yeah,
just
that's right. You would have to add it. It's not automatic. It's a specific strategy. In this one, it just allows you to add, this strategy I'm showing you here is a pretty simple version. I think we've created another version that lets you get more complex with it. But you can customize like weight of voting based on how long the lockup is. It can be a dynamic weight that changes as like it gets closer to unlocking. You can choose not to have it at all, but you can really start to play with like tokens and like the time that they're locked to allow people to vote evenly or even more because they are locked, have more weight.
and can you sell the locked could you sell NFTs that have bank locked up in them, like from the Hedgey app?
Well, I mean, it's on not on the app. We don't have that function, but I mean, let's say like OpenSea, right? Like you could hypothetically, if they're unlocked, you could sell your NFT. I'm sorry, if they're transferable, you could sell the NFT. You can also have these as non-transferable if you prefer. It depends on how you want to use them. You may not care if they're transferable, because you're still just selling the right to the tokens, and the tokens are still locked. You may want them to be non-transfer.
Essentially,
I'm curious.
go ahead.
Sorry, Ernest. I'm curious if there's, somehow some integration that they could then be purchased with bank.
Yeah,
I don't think OpenSea offers that,
that's
but
what I was getting around to. And it sounds like we would have to have that mechanism on our front end since you can't straight out buy from OpenSea with bank. But
Oh, I see. So you're talking about bank. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
yeah, so like we could have a season pass for 25,000 bank or 15,000 bank, let's say, and it could be 15,000 bank that's locked up. You could
Mm-hmm.
buy the 15,000 bank and go make your own, lock up that 15,000 bank or you could actually buy the
Mhm.
NFT from OpenSea, um, or potentially buy it from a bankless DAO website in bank, and then that person's
Yeah,
membership would essentially gate the access to the Discord and allow them to have Discord roles.
mhm. So just to make sure I'm on the same page, you're saying obviously the one path is, let's say I have 15,000 bank, I could self lock it, I get the NFT, and then I can access the Discord, right?
Yep.
The other path is I don't have the 15,000 bank.
Correct.
What is that other path exactly? Just so I'm clear on it. Yeah.
Then you would go to OpenSea and you would buy an NFT that had 15,000 bank locked up in it, and then you would
Yeah, you could do that
and you could buy
for
that
sure.
with bank if you wanted to from a website that Bankless DAO created, or you could
Hmm.
pay based on whatever platform you were buying the NFT from. Right.
Yeah.
So
So like OpenSea is an obvious example where you could buy it and then get access. And in that case, if Bankless on the contract, you would just get like whatever royalty percentages that you set up. If you wanted to have someone buy it in bank, my first question would be why they wouldn't just mint their own in bank. But
exactly.
maybe there is a reason for that. They may just, if that's the case, we could, or just give you the resources to do it on your own platform if you like. Just have like a super simple like we have this. I don't have it for the demo, but a very simple UI that's like a click to mint. So it's not having to add all the information, but it's just like click to mint, and it's basically just saying in the background, I'm going to lock 15,000 bank and get this NFT. But it's everything, you know what I mean, to make very like simple to where you're almost buying a new NFT for bank rather than like filling out this clunky UI that I showed you. So that's another path.
That's essentially it. The reason why you would just pay bank for the NFT from the Bankless DAO website is because you just don't know any other way to do it. You're not comfortable with just getting the link to Hedgey and making it yourself. Um,
Yeah. No, that makes sense. And just to be clear, this is a different app than what I showed you, but like we do have the technology already where you can essentially buy NFTs with certain tokens in them with any token you want. So, depending on how you want to do it, I'll just like the short answer is there's absolutely a way to do that with the contracts we have. And if you wanted it to be from the Bankless app because you want to make people feel comfortable with that experience, I totally get it. That's doable as well. Like we'd love to jam on that. We love building random things like this all the time. So happy to help in any way you need there. But those are cool ideas. Like I can see every one of those having a reason.
Does Hedgey get any commission from this?
No, we don't charge any fees or have any like anything like that. To be clear, we're funded, we're backed. So like for the next year and a half, we're really just trying to build out the core infrastructure for DAOs. And so like being able to build these things with partners and find things that like are really helpful, that's all we have to get out of it. And that's all we really care about.
Quick question though.
Yep.
Just wanted to ask, does the Bankless DAO have a website to actually purchase these NFTs already, or is like going to have to just be developed? Because I think Ernest did mention one time that the Bankless DAO would have to create a website or something. So I was just asking if the DAO has the website already, or it's like just going to be created.
I don't think any of that's been decided at all yet. I think just for the frames, it's just like I don't know if you're
yeah. We have a website.
So there is a website.
It would just need, if we were, a web page to be built to be able to sell, to provide a easy person that may not be able to use some of these apps.
And we'd be happy to, we can do everything from making like a bankless.hedgey.finance, which is like a dedicated bankless page, or using SDKs, APIs to like give you just like a widget that you can use on bankless itself, and anything in between that's useful as well.
Because essentially the DAO would use its treasury to connect, create a bunch of, create say 100 NFTs with each with 15,000 bank lockup, and then they would be able to put those, into the widget, make those available in an easy way.
Yeah, and just get into the weeds if you wanted to. Like, let's say you didn't want to like pre-lock that amount in there. We did this with Pixel Pirates, like a NFT community on Phantom. You could just like basically fund the contract to allow up to a certain amount of people to mint them. But when they buy them, whether it's with USDC or with bank or whatever you choose, they would get the NFT minted on demand. And that way, like, let's say at a certain point you want to stop the, yeah, that's already live. We already have that.
Yeah, because what we
that way you can, at any time you want, you can just pull the bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like what we wouldn't want to do is mint a bunch of NFTs that already had bank locked up. When somebody buys the NFT, that's when we want to actually start the period for which that bank is locked.
Yeah. No, that's right. So like we've done this before. If you go to Pixel Pirates, I'm sorry, PaintSwap, you can see my page still. Pixel Pirates is like the top kind of financial NFT, they call it, on PaintSwap, and this is Hedgey. This is the collection we built for them. They wanted to use their custom art, and when you go to this, I think they do. There was a certain amount of liquid driver in these, and people pay a certain amount of Phantom, and they get this in return. But the numbers and token are pretty interchangeable, however you want. But they do exactly what you're talking about to do.
So when somebody mints an NFT out of the collection, that's when the tokens get locked up.
That's right. The tokens are locked up. The NFT is minted, and at the end of whenever you're ready, any bank that aren't locked into NFTs, you can also withdraw from the contract, just so you're not stuck with those NFTs if perhaps some aren't claimed forever. Yep. I know we're getting into the weeds on it, but I appreciate the questions. I like diving into this stuff.
Yeah, no, that's the main thing we've been trying to figure out is what's the technical specifications for creating this from scratch, and essentially
Yeah, what's up?
that does that already.
Ooh.
Yeah.
About
I'd be happy to show you on another call or whatever, like the UI for Pixel Pirates, because I'm sure with whatever you're looking for, it's like 90% there, and we could just give whatever you need to like do this in the way you want, and then support it with the contracts.
Are you on
so the point?
Yeah.
Sorry.
The 2.6, if it goes through, that's not going. Do you think it could get done in the first quarter?
I don't know if that was for me or not, but we work fast. So if there's any hold up on our end, we can dedicate time and get things done. You won't have a hold up on our end. So whatever works for you all, if you want to do this, we could just make it happen. Is there a test net? I saw that question. Yeah, there is. If you want to play around, I can give you access to that as well. Yeah, that's Ernest. That's yeah.
Sorry. there any way to put a minimum or maximum amount of lock tokens? Say, for instance, we want our membership, our seasonal membership, to cost 20,000, and we don't want anyone to lock maybe 15,000 or 25,000.
Yeah, we have this question already, and we could easily make a small change to the smart contract to do that at like contract level. To do that though and do it safely, we'd go through our full audit process again, and we wouldn't rush that. Most of the pain points that's trying to solve can be handled to it, since all of your gating and voting and everything.
Unless you put less.
Yeah. Well, the NFTs aren't gated at the fact that they exist. They're gated at the token level. So like for Snapshot or Guild, whatever, you can still say it has to be like this amount of locked bank.
Okay.
So it's not just the NFT's existence. It's actually the token amount.
So there's
and the lock update even.
There's a database.
On chain, not just the metadata either. So it's not like corruptible. So it's yeah.
Okay,
so
interesting.
I feel like to totally solve this problem right now, we could have multiple quantities of one purchased for different. So say they were $30,000 each, like a level 1 could be 130,000 token, 30,000 NFT, and then level 2, level 3 could be 3. Like if is that a
yeah, you could have three different windows: level 1, level 2, level 3. It's all pre-filled parameters, and then on the gating side, you can easily gate the parameters of level 1, 2, and 3. Super easy.
Cool. I'm psyched about this. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Let's say, for instance, that I want to distribute $10,000 equally among the NFT, among the people that lock their NFT, but based on how much tokens they have locked, equal proportionally to the tokens that they have locked. Is this possible?
Sorry, let me just make sure I understand your question. You say you want to distribute an amount of locked tokens.
No, I want to distribute. Let's say I want to distribute $10,000. Okay, and let's say there's one guy locked 20,000 tokens, one guy locked 10,000, the other one locked 80,000, etc. Is there any way to make it so that the distribution of this $10,000 is proportional to the amount of tokens locked by each NFT?
Sure. Yeah. So for example, Shapeshift, they launched. I was talking to Willie about this. I can never say right. Areco, the new token coming out of Shapeshift, and they wanted to make sure they distributed it to different Hedgey NFTs holders. So when they did, for instance, their snapshot, they were able to take a snapshot of holders at that time and how many tokens were inside of each one, and then distribute based on that.
Okay, so it was done manually. It was done manually then.
Yeah, I mean, for that snapshot, I mean, taking a literal snapshot is the approach most people would take. You wouldn't you could probably. I'm not going to think about it too deep now. You could probably find something in real time, but in reality, you're just doing a snapshot period of time, and you could easily get the data, I think, to do what you're talking about.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Good questions. I love these. These are awesome. All right. Well, I have a lot. I have a lot to think about now. I think I'm in the Discord, so I'm happy to chat about this more. Ernest, I'll ping you after to talk details if you want to see more on the Pixel Pirate stuff. If anyone has questions or follow-ups or wants to dive into this, feel free to like DM me or just chat on Bankless. Depending on what you want to do, I think there's a lot of like good thoughts. I don't know, based on what you want to do, like the next steps here, if you want to talk about it more, but happy to help on our side.
Thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Lindsay, do you mind like giving a recap of like basically like a summary of everything that was discussed? I see one of my friends, Holly Hart from a guardian of Cult DAO, just joined, so she missed like the bulk of what was talked about. Like just like a brief summary would be awesome.
Yeah, I feel like everyone here now could probably give a better summary than me. So what did we talk about today? We built a lot of tools for DAO treasuries. In addition to like fundraising and the treasury swap, today we talked more about the time lock token, because for Bankless that's a really, really big deal. And the protocol we have lets Bankless create a time lock version of their token that can be used for a lot of things, whether it's accessing the Discord, still voting with it, but more importantly, just trying to create an incentive to use these NFTs more than just NFTs as something that has locked bank in it, which I think is just something everyone really wants. I think there's a lot of ideas in Bankless around how that could happen, whether it's like having an experience that lives on the Bankless site, Bankless DAO site, and then our contracts kind of supporting that, so it feels like a very like Bankless experience and reducing friction. I think those are like a lot of pain points everyone wants to talk through, is like making this something cool that doesn't have a lot of friction to do, and it's like a really big positive for Bankless. And so from our end, whether it's the custom art, custom OpenSea contracts themselves, supporting your UI, we will build whatever it is to help you get there. That's the summary, Jairus.
Nice. Great job on summarizing. Before we close this demo out, are there any other questions?
I saw your note, Ernest, as well. I'll chat with you there. Yeah, thank you everyone for this. This was a lot of, you know this already, but like the crew here talks so much more and asks so many questions. Actually, it has like thoughts that are like in depth than anywhere else. So it's like super just awesome to be here and actually get to chat with you all about this. It was really enjoyable. So thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate having you present. And look forward to speaking with you in the future with a potential partnership here. And glad to see that the sentiment was really positive as well. I'm just looking forward to taking this forward.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I'm reading the comments now. Thanks, NFT Thinker or whatever.
NFT Thinker, NF Thinker.
Yeah, you can time lock Juicebox. I think you can do a lot with this. I'd love to jam with everyone on this. So looking forward to chatting more, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, cool. All right, see you all soon. Chat with you later.
All right, see you soon. Thank you, everyone, for showing up.
Yeah, thanks a ton. Bye.
All right, bye. Have a great day, guys.